Okay, it's 9:42. I had one trade with KPRX, and I didn't do my last sell appropriately. I kind of made a mistake, a fat finger mistake, but I did trade this because it looked like a dip and rip. It's a gap up. It's a biotech, so it's not really the best for day trading because they're kind of weird the way they trade. And this one started to sell off. It got under VWAP, and then it hit a bottom, and it was trading nicely around this $5 range. So I was interested in it for that reason. It was like a dip and rip setup, sells off, finds a bottom and then uptrends and gets above VWAP, and then that will be something where it can try to break the day high and be a short squeeze right in the morning. I did buy 50 shares. I am doing a $20 risk level at 936 was right here, and I think, yeah, this red candle. I was in 50 shares at 497 and a half, so it was right here. I was pretty tempted actually here once I hit the bottom and it was starting to uptrend, but I decided to just see if it would be able to downtrend a bit more around that $5 level again, and I did get an entry for that reason right here. And I did sell 10 shares at 515 when it was starting to make a move. And I thought, worst case scenario, it just gets to the top of this range right here and it sells off and fails. So I was happy to sell not five, but 10 shares at 515 and 937. This candle right here is when I sold 10. And then I sold 20 when it was not looking so good anymore. And that was at 939. And here was the problem. I don't mind the 20 shares I sold here because it looks like it was going to potentially break under $5, which would have been bad. And my risk level was 490. And then I was starting to consider $5 being the new risk level because if it were to have broken under that, I don't think it would have been too nice at that point. And the goal with this setup was to get to VWAP. And then what happened was is that I had this thing right here just like this, and then I click and then I sell, and then I click here to go back to a sell because it kind of disappears after you place an order. And then I click somewhere in the box, right? I click somewhere in the box, something like this, so that I make sure that I'm still clicked in the setup. So if I were to use the speed keys to cut the trade for losses if it like downtrends quickly and maybe breaks the day low, for example, then I would have been able to have confirmed just out of good habit that I'm clicked in this box, so it is going to work, and it's not going to be something where I press the combination for the speed key and then because I'm not clicked in the order, if it doesn't go through, then I'm gonna be selling for an even lower price. So what I did was is that I clicked in the box, but I actually stupidly clicked on this again. So I sold the next 20 shares that I had left at 939. In theory, I would have been selling once it made the move maybe towards VWAP and it was not able to get to it. So 939 was when I sold right here. The next minute it did make a move. I might have considered selling, or if anything, I would have considered selling maybe at like 512 after it made a move towards VWAP and it wasn't able to. And yeah, that would have been something where it could have been a little more profitable. That was a fat finger mistake. It wasn't like I was scared. I just screwed up and just clicked way too often. Just got out again. You can see how quickly it was just 4 seconds later. Yeah, that was totally a mistake right there. I am up from this setup, but yeah, definitely could have done better. And it's interesting to see that it has broken below $5 and it didn't just like sell off and panic like crazy. I'll keep watching this. It looks like it is trying to break the day low, or at least it's trading around that level of 490. All right, well, that's interesting to know that, if it were to have broken below 5, it didn't just straight up, sell off like crazy. I'll make an update later. It is 10:01 a.m. It looks like a short seller is trying to fight this stock. This thing did do one more drop towards this 490 level, and I really regret not being a part of this, even though this one opened all ugly after the halt, but it made a move towards VWAP. It broke above VWAP and continued to get more volatile until it got halted, and then it had this sell-off right here. I was interested in buying. I did place an order at 10 o'clock. I didn't get filled at 526. I'd still be in this. I'm not gonna chase it, and in theory, it just seems like this thing got halted and some short seller decided to sell a crap ton of shares in order to prevent it from being a continuous halter or something like that towards the upside. And now that it's starting to hold above VWAP, maybe that short seller is trying to short as much as he can to maybe prevent it from, going back to being a spiker. At least that's my theory. It doesn't have to be the case at all. I could totally be wrong, but that's what it seems to be. And even though it might try to break under VWAP, if it doesn't break below 510, it could just be a higher low off of here. And then it can try to make another move again. And then it can continue. And then, if it is a short seller, I mean, that could be a huge squeeze. So I'm still looking at this. Pretty cool. I do want to hit that goal eventually of being a part of a halt profitably. That would have been the case right here. I'll keep looking at this and I'll make an update later. Okay, it's 10:12 a.m. I had another trade. I did not feel too comfortable with this one, so I got out of it super quickly, but I mean it could have worked out, but I just think I wasn't in at a good point. At 10:08, I did buy 40 shares, a bit less because I'm doing a $20 risk level, and I think worst case it drops to like 480. And yeah, the thing was is that it looked like it was just too technical. Like we have this low here. This was nice, around $5, and then we had its higher low, and then I just felt like I was being way too technical, just you know, doing another higher low setup, when it could easily downtrend and hold 510, or in this case, it dropped as low as $5, and then eventually make a move. In fact, maybe this would be a better entry right now at 513, and then you risk $5 or you risk 490, which is a day low. Just felt like it was not a good point to be long, even if it were to uptrend. Just a little too technical, and I did sell just 10 shares at 537. That was at 1009. So right here is when I sold 10 shares, and then I sold the rest around the same price because I just did not feel really comfortable with that one. And yeah, it did break under VWAP and get as low as $5, and I would have lost. I just felt like I was just being way too technical. This probably would be again a better entry, and I'm just gonna watch it do it without me. But I had another trade right here. Sure, I got out of this one profitably, but I felt like that wasn't a good trade right there. It just was too technical. It is 12:37 a.m. and I'm here to call it off. Overall, I'm going to be up on the day $6.33. Two trades with KPRX, and the first one was fine. I had that fat finger mistake, and let's see if I have the chart. This was the first move right here when it broke under VWAP and everything. It looks like a dip and rib holding roughly this $5 level, and it didn't really get to VWAP, but it did do like a double bottom, and then it did work, and that was pretty impressive. And then it did do a dip under VWAP, which I could have been a part of here as well. And that was pretty much it for this one. It did actually sell off, so I guess whoever was a short seller behind it, if there was a short seller, made it out alive. And I did miss out on the setup, which was with Lucy right here. I regret missing this one. This one worked out. I was looking at it and I hesitated on it. This was looking like a ascending triangle towards this 360 level, and there was a point where I could have been in, but I guess I was just jaded, and this one just worked out. It went from the 360s to the 390s. It even hit $4, although it wasn't able to continue above it. I missed out on this setup right here. I had that fat finger with what is it, KPRX? Or is it KRPX? No, it is KPRX. Could have done better with that. And then I had that trade with VWAP right here, and yeah, I just didn't feel good with that setup. Something just fell off. I was just being too technical, and yeah, what do you know? A few minutes later, it did fail. Yeah, definitely missed out on this setup right here, and then the one with Lucy, and then I had that fat finger. But I think besides that, everything else was good. That's it for this day, this trading day, or I guess yesterday because it is a new day. Yeah, good lessons. I have to keep working forward towards it, and God willing, I can be able to keep improving.